Welcome to the Not Old Better Show, Smithsonian Associates interview series on radio and podcast. The show covering all things health, wellness, culture, and more. The show for all of us who aren't old, we're better. Each week, we'll interview superstars, experts, and ordinary people doing extraordinary things, all related to this wonderful experience of getting better, not just older. Now, here's your host, the award-winning Paul Vogelzang.
Welcome to an exciting edition of the Not Old Better Prevention Magazine interview series on radio and podcast, brought to you today by ProLon. And remember, 52,000 plus people are using ProLon to gain more energy, eliminate sugar cravings, and just feel better. Today's spotlight is on Joyce Shulman, co-founder and CEO of 99 Walks and an advocate for women's wellness through walking. Joyce Shulman is famous for her TEDTalk titled How More Walking Leads to Less Loneliness. Joyce Shulman is also revered as the pack leader who brings to the fore the incredible power of simple steps in forging not only physical fitness, but also profound community connections. Joyce Shulman is author of the book, Why Walk? Her journey as the daughter of a coach and her unyielding passion as an idea junkie have propelled her to spearhead a movement aimed at getting 1 million women walking, driven by the belief that walking is a gateway to reduced loneliness and enhanced collective well-being. Today, we are set to uncover how walking can play a crucial role in managing stress, combating depression, and enhancing overall mood with Joyce's expert insights tailored for our Not Old Better Show listeners here on the Prevention Magazine interview series, particularly all of us over the age of 60. With her book, Why Walk?, Joyce Shulman has laid down a compelling narrative about the multifaceted benefits of walking, making a compelling case for why walking is more than just physical activity, but a lifetime to emotional and mental health. So stay tuned as we explore these themes and much more, drawing on Joyce Shulman's profound understanding of walking's impact. Whether you're looking to improve your physical health, find mental clarity, or connect more deeply with others, Joyce Shulman's experiences and the community at 99 Walks offer both inspiration and practical advice that resonate with everyone, especially our aging population and their families. So get ready to be inspired and perhaps take the first step towards a healthier, more connected life. Joyce Shulman, welcome to the Prevention Podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here.
It's so great to talk to you. It's a beautiful day outside today. The sun is shining. The weather is great. After kind of some cold months, it wasn't a usual winter for us, but I tell you, it is getting to be walking weather, Joyce Shulman, and I'm excited to talk to you about this. You have this great website and this wonderful title to what it is that you do. Your website, of course, is 99 Walks, and you are the pack leader there, and I love that. So tell us what you do, and in particular, where did the name of your company come from?
So 99 Walks is a social fitness app featuring and focusing on women, wellness, and walking. And with everything we do, we always put community first. So we refer to our community members as our pack. And that kind of puts me in the position of being the pack leader.
That's great. Yeah. I spent some time on the site, and we'll put links so that our audience can find out more information about you, Joyce Shulman, and your website, 99walks.fit. Make sure to direct people to your app. And I spent some time on the website, and I found this really great mention of a goal, that the goal is to help everyone get healthy, happy, and chase their dreams. I think that's so wonderful. You also go on to say that one of the core values for 99 Walks is to play the long game. And I think that's so ideally suited for our older audience. What are your insights about the long game and maybe motivating those of us over 60 and our families to really enjoy walking's benefits?
We are living in a culture that I believe is really continually promoting kind of the quick fix. And I think we've sort of been trained that way. What's going to have the most immediate benefit? And walking, while there are incredible benefits that come from just taking a single walk, it's a practice that you can maintain for a really long time. My mother is a regular walker. She's 89 years old, so she's going a little slower, right? She's going not quite as far, but it remains a central practice of hers. And walking is one of those things that we can do for most of our lives, investing in our future, literally every step at a time. I know that sounds sort of cliched, but it's true.
It is true. It's so helpful to get out. I love the sun on my face. I love to be out. My wife and I walk together. It's kind of a social thing with other people that we see along the way. But it's also so helpful for our mental and emotional well-being. And in April's edition of Prevention Magazine, you talk about walking away the stress. Tell us a little bit about that and how we can take some of this effort, this energy that we're experiencing as we walk, and really point it at some of our emotional and mental well-being.
I often talk about the benefits of walking through three distinct lenses or pillars, because there's so much that happens when you take yourself for a walk. So I often talk about walking for your mind, for your mood, and for your body. And I always put the body last because that's the benefits that show up the longest. So when you talk specifically about stress and your mood, physiologically, the research shows that walking reduces the stress hormone cortisol in your body. So you're literally reducing that stress response. While at the same time, it boosts your serotonin, your dopamine, your endorphins. So there are things that are physically going on with you that are adjusting and reducing that stress and just boosting your mood, an incredibly powerful mood booster.
Yeah, it really is a help. And I think as people get out and do it, they enjoy that as well. Tell us about kind of a simple routine that we might adopt.
This also goes to something that I think media and culture has been teaching us and telling us, that if you can't do X, then why bother? So I'm always really reluctant to recommend any specific practice because everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. Their time is different. Their body is different. So the short answer is a really strong reminder to everyone that every step counts, every mile matters, and literally whatever you can do will deliver some benefit to you. If I were going to make a couple of specific recommendations, Paul, you mentioned how you enjoy feeling the sun on your face. Mm-hmm. So there is some research that shows that walking in the morning and getting that daylight sunshine helps to set your circadian rhythm, can help boost your mood throughout the day and help you sleep better at night. So there's benefits to those morning walks. And then there's some really interesting research that teaches us that walking after a meal is really good for our digestion and really good for our blood sugar. And that can be just even a 5-10 minute walk has been shown to have some benefits there. And that can be just even a 5-10 minute walk has been shown to have some benefits there.
I wonder, have you found research about, cognitive functions, in particular as we age? We're trying to stay sharp. We're trying to improve our memory. Does walking help in that regard? Does it help us in kind of some decision-making abilities that we just need to do as we get a little bit older?
It's really incredible. The research for the brain health is some of the most robust and interesting research. So as most of us know, the gray matter of our brain tends to deteriorate as we age. That's just a physiological fact. And there is at least one specific study that shows that a regular walking practice can actually reverse that trend. So instead of losing between 1% and 3% of your gray matter per year, you can actually boost your gray matter, really reverse that trend. So that's incredibly, I don't know about you, but I want to hold on to as much gray matter as I possibly can for as long as possible.
Yeah.
That results in improved memory. The place in your brain where they're actually seeing the most boost from a walking practice is in your hippocampus. So super good for your memory, your cognitive function, all of the things.
Hi, it's Paul. I mentioned that today's episode is brought to you by ProLon. I have been using my new ProLon box for 5 days, and I'll tell you, the results have been amazing. Have you heard about the benefits of fasting, like enhanced weight loss, boosted mental and physical performance, and improved gut health? But maybe you can't stand the idea of not eating? Well, that's where ProLon comes in. ProLon isn't just a diet. It is revolutionary. It's plant-based, and so it offers you a nutrition program that nourishes your body while your cells believe they're fasting. It's developed over decades at the University of Southern California's Longevity Institute and supported by top U.S. medical centers. ProLon offers benefits like healthy blood sugar levels, cardiovascular health support, and abdominal fat reduction. It's not merely a diet. It's grounded in Nobel Prize-winning science. Let's talk about ProLon's simple 5-day program, which I've been on. It includes everything from snacks to soups and beverages, all designed to maintain your body in a fasting state without feeling deprived. It's a groundbreaking approach to nutrition and wellness. For me, it's not about adding years to my life, but adding life to those years. Through a blend of balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and a positive mindset, I've discovered that every day is an opportunity to feel great and stay active, whether you're my age or not. I encourage you to take that step today towards better health. Remember, it's never too late to start feeling better. From my personal experience, I can tell you that ProLon is unlike any other nutrition program. After trying my 5-day plan, the convenience and results were incredible. Everything I needed arrived in one box, and the results, well, they speak for themselves. It's easy to see why thousands of doctors now recommend ProLon. And there's something special for you, our listeners of the Not Old Better Show. Right now, ProLon is offering an exclusive 10% discount on their 5-day nutrition program. Just visit ProLonLife.com/NB to get started. All this will be in our show notes. But trust me, with ProLon, you're not just dieting. You are revolutionizing the way you think about food and fasting. It's not a diet. It's science. It's fasting, but with food. Try it. ProLon. Check out our notes today. Thanks, everybody. Our guest today is Joyce Shulman. Joyce Shulman has written the wonderful piece in April's edition of Prevention Magazine titled Walking Away Stress. Joyce Shulman is the co-founder and CEO, pack leader of 99 Walks. I love that title. 99walks.fit is the website address where you can find out more information about everything that Joyce Shulman is doing with respect to walk. Let's talk for a second about some of the challenges that I think our listeners face in kind of maintaining a walking routine. I personally, not that I do this right necessarily, but I like to go out and walk with my wife. It's a good routine. It's a great time for us to spend a few minutes together. What advice do you have for others that are trying to get motivated, especially this kind of first of the year? We're trying to, exceed some of the age-related limitations that we have and get out there on the trail.
The first thing to always remember is every step counts and every mile matters, right? So do what you can. And I think that's part of the challenge for all of us, no matter what your age, is on the days or the times when you can't do what you used to do or what you think you should be able to do, the inclination is just not to bother. And that's the thing that we all have to continue to work on and kind of change in our own thinking. I often tell the story. My mother was a professional dancer, and when she was in her early 40s, she just quit. She just stopped. And years later, I asked her why, and she said, well, I hit the point where my body wouldn't do what I wanted it to do, what I expected it to do in exactly the same way. So I just stopped. And that's the mindset that we have to fight against. So it really is about adjusting your practice, but never giving up, and kind of making peace with that. If you're accustomed to a certain pace, if you're accustomed to whatever it is. And then the other piece of it, of course, are the aches and the pains and the things. And many of the things that we feel that are not so fantastic actually would benefit from walking, even though it doesn't seem like what you want to do.
There's a great sense of community. When we're out on the trail, we see neighbors, we wave, we feel the sense of belonging. I would imagine that you are a believer in those benefits too, those social benefits that come from walking.
Absolutely. So we started our conversation talking about this idea, this vision that we had of creating the 99 Walks Pack, because we're community first. And one of the keys to not just to longevity, but to health span and happiness span is that kind of connection. And I had the opportunity to interview a researcher several years ago, and what she focused on are the emotional and community and happiness benefits of casual interactions with people. So there's a lot that's been written and a lot of conversation about real deep friendships and how to build deep relationships. And her research focused on how valuable it is to do exactly what you were just saying, which is just to be out in the world and see people and a smile and a nod and a brief conversation. And it helps you feel like you're part of something, exactly as you said. So the social pieces of being out in the world on a walk are really fantastic.
Yeah, I just couldn't agree more. I also noticed on the 99walks.fit website that you've got some real inspirational stories. I wonder if you'd share one or two of those stories that you think our audience might really benefit from hearing.
Something that's been top of mind for me lately, because I've been kind of digging into a few of these stories, are members of our community who are caregivers, and how their walking practice has impacted them. And one particular, I won't mention her name because I didn't discuss it with her in advance, but one of our PAC members, she's a nurse. Her husband suffered a stroke, and she is his pretty much full-time caregiver now. And she's used her walking practice in two ways. The first is she walks with her husband, which is slow and challenging, and it kind of goes to what I was saying earlier, which is clearly they don't go far and they don't go fast, but they go together. And she said, like, that has been a tremendous sense of connection and time together and just feeling like they're moving forward. And then she has a regular walking practice where she goes out on her own. And that's the time that she carves out for herself, and clearly needs all of the stress reduction and the positive hormone and mood boosting effect, and the opportunity to kind of take time to process what's going on in your mind and your heart.
On the website, 99walks.fit, you talk a little bit about jetty poles, and you have jetty classes within 99 Walks. Tell us a little bit about jetty poles and what they mean to maybe the beginner walker and how they can help us over some time.
Jetty poles are the first fitness walking poles. We created them about 3 or 4 years ago now, and they're different than your traditional Nordic walking poles. They're a little bit heavier. We design them in consultation with physical therapists and all kinds of people. And having that little bit of additional weight is actually really good to activate your upper body, so you get a little bit more fitness bang for your buck. The grips are a little bit larger than traditional grips, which help strengthen your grip, which is a really important indicator of your health span and actually a predictor of longevity. I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to talk about that, but that's a really interesting kind of thing. And then jetty poles provide a great deal of stability. They've got these really cool feet that are sort of flat, but pivot in a really nice kind of way. So at the same time, they're providing some stability and security, but they're also increasing the physical work that you're doing.
I'm going to mention your new book, Why Walk. We're going to have you back, Joyce Shulman, and talk more about that because I'm excited to do it. The title of the book is Why Walk? Discover the Transformative Power of an Intentional Walking Practice. I love some of the praise for the book, too. Looking for the book that will motivate you to get up off the couch, get moving, and keep moving. This is the book. A lot of people are talking very positively about this new book, Why Walk, and I'm looking forward to talking to you as well. But maybe tease us a little bit about the book and kind of look ahead a bit and tell us about what you see on the horizon as walking kind of evolves in the wellness space. What can we look forward to perhaps in the way of different jetty poles or maybe some new shoes that you see on the horizon, or maybe briefly what your research for Why Walk led you to in terms of some of these new innovative tools that are coming out for walking?
During the pandemic, a lot of people started walking as part of their practice, right? They couldn't get into the gym. And walking finally began to get some of the respect that I believe it deserves and has always deserved. It's just been a core part of my personal practice since I was a teenager. So one of the things that has started over the last several years that I believe will continue is more of respect for walking as a valuable and viable form of actual exercise that's really, really good for you. And as a result of that, I think the tools will continue to evolve, though the beauty of walking is it's one of the few kinds and forms of exercise that actually don't require any tools other than, a good pair of shoes. And the shoes, people ask me all the time, what are the best walking shoes? Mm-hmm. And the answer to that is it depends. There is no perfect walking shoe for everyone. Everybody's different. Mm-hmm. So little bit of challenge there. There are some fundamental kinds of things that I think everybody should think about. But it really is such a personal choice. And walking can be done almost anywhere. I was in an airport the other day and my flight was delayed and I went and took a walk around the airport.
I do the same. And I count my steps, especially at the airport. To me, it's kind of a nice way to, walk away stress. And it's a nice way to kind of buy the time. I always kind of like to people watch too. So I'm with you. All of these are just wonderful ideas and great ways for us to kind of spend our time. I want to make sure and point out again that Joyce Shulman will be back. We are going to talk to her more about Why Walk. We're looking forward to having you back. Again, we will put links so that our audience can find out more about 99walks.fit, about your new book, Why Walk, and then we're going to please have everybody stay tuned for our upcoming interview with Joyce Shulman. I also want to make sure and mention to everybody, because when I first met you, Joyce Shulman, I found this wonderful TED Talk that you've done. It's just a fantastic title, How More Walking Leads to Less Loneliness. So great for our audience and so great for our times. But congratulations on all your work, Joyce Shulman. And can't wait to have you back. But have a great rest of your day. And here's to wonderful walking.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here.
My thanks to Prevention Magazine interview series brought to you today by ProLon. Remember, 52,000 people plus are using ProLon to gain more energy, eliminate sugar cravings, and just feel better. My thanks to Joyce Shulman, author of Why Walk and CEO of 99 Walks. Please check out all this information on our show notes today. But my thanks to our executive producer, Sam Henniger, for all his work on the show. And my thanks, of course, to you, our wonderful audience here on radio and podcast. Be well, be safe, and let's talk about better. The Not Old, Better Show, Prevention Magazine interview series on radio and podcast. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week.